Thompson, long three. It's good. Klay Thompson in the zone. Thompson grabs his left knee, writhing in pain. And everybody for the Warriors holding their breath.
Knee injury will keep him out, and he will not return the remainder of the game.
Klay Thompson ended his season with a limp toward the ACL in the deciding game of the NBA Finals. Didn't get a fourth championship, but did get paid 5-year max worth $190 million. Aside from an Instagram post, mood, there was never a doubt, hashtag Warrior for Life. We have not heard from Thompson until now. Talking with Kerry Champion at the Call of Duty Modern Warfare multiplayer reveal in LA. How are we feeling?
I knew I did something, but I've never had the severity of an ACL injury or an injury that bad. So me personally, I didn't think it was that bad initially. My adrenaline was so high, being Game 6, whenever I thought I sprained my knee. That's all I thought it was. But then when I went back to the locker room, it just swelled up a lot, didn't feel right. And it's just not a good feeling when you feel helpless. Team's out there competing. I don't want to rush it because I want to play till I'm 38, 39, 40 years old. That's my plan, especially with the way I can shoot the ball. And I'd love to see the floor this season. I don't know when that is. I doubt it's before All-Star break, but at some point it would be a goal of mine. I think that's a little premature to say there's no more dynasty. I mean, we still have Stephen Curry, a 2-time MVP, Draymond Green, Defensive Player of the Year. Adding D'Angelo Russell was an incredible get for us. I mean, the kid's going to blossom into a superstar in this league. That gave, honestly, me and my teammates a breath of fresh life, seeing him come on board. So it was humbling, but the Warriors showed their loyalty and their respect for me, offering me that 5-year deal. Jumped on that as soon as I could, just because the history with this team and the franchise, it'd be so hard to leave. And the feeling of, some unfinished business, getting that close to the finals or to a 4th championship, tasting it, and just being out of reach. It's the pain of sports, but what keeps me motivated.
All right, roster shuffling there at Golden State. Klay Thompson, Kevon Looney re-signed with the Warriors in free agency. Team's going to look different, though, certainly when they go to their new arena in San Francisco. Kevin Durant gone, Andre Iguodala, Sean Livingston, DeMarcus Cousins coming in, hosting new players. You heard him talk about D'Angelo Russell, sign and trade with Brooklyn. Former King Willie Cauley-Stein signed as a free agent, and the Warriors also drafted Michigan guard Jordan Poole in the first round. They got some young cats on that club.
More from the association. Of all the wild and crazy things that have happened in the NBA over the years, this one featuring this guy might have its own place in the world of the weird. Would you ever think a general manager would take a job, then find out LeBron James was joining your team, and then break down in tears over despair, not joy? Then LeBron leads you to a title, and you describe your tenure as miserable. This has actually happened. Courtesy of David Griffin, who's now the executive vice president of the Pelicans, telling SportsCenter of his time running the Cavs, quote, "Everything we did was so inorganic and unsustainable, and frankly, not fun. I was miserable." He continued to tell Sports Illustrated, "Literally, the moment we won the championship, I knew I was going to leave. There was no way I was going to stay for any amount of money." Then talking about LeBron, who had backed Griffin to the hilt when they were together in Cleveland, even asked to give him a contract extension, saying of the King, "LeBron is getting all the credit and none of the blame." And that's not fun for people. They don't like being part of that world. Wow. Our Dave McMenamin on what the King and company are thinking about these comments.
LeBron James's camp was certainly shocked to hear these comments coming out of David Griffin, considering the positive relationship that's existed between LeBron and Griffin in the last several years since they parted ways in Cleveland. Now, LeBron went to Twitter himself, personally, and he didn't mention David Griffin by name, but he let it be known that he was not comfortable with shots being taken by him and others against the throne, as LeBron called it. What you have here is certainly a confusion from LeBron and his camp as to what would be the motivation of David Griffin to make these comments now and paint their time together in such a negative light, considering what they were able to do together in raising that Larry O'Brien trophy, the first team to do it in franchise history in Cleveland, and the first team of any sport to do it in more than 50 years in the city of Cleveland.
Interesting comments. LeBron taking the high road tweet, if there is such a thing. His tenure with the Cavs with and without LeBron. As we know, without LeBron, the Cavs were the worst team win-wise in the NBA when he was gone. When he returned, he brought Cleveland its first pro championship in 52 years.
All right, let's review what happened in the old Hall of Fame game there in Canton. Mizzou stud Drew Lock, the second round pick for the Broncos. Third string currently in the depth chart. First game. Lock, Noah Fant, first round pick, got him there, overthrew him. So that first pass attempt, maybe just a little rush of blood to the head, got to the fingertips.
Yeah.
Later in the drive, 2nd and 10, Lock. See, these players, even Southeast Conference defenders are big and fast, but they're not all pros. Like all these guys are pros right here. Lock, next play, and they're gonna get him again. He was 7 for 11 passing, 34 yards, didn't really push it down the field. Sacked twice for a loss of 15. Broncos managed to win this thing 14-10. Here's Drew afterwards in his 7-series assessment.
Rate my game. I won't give it a 1 to 10. I'll rate it as a learning game. There's definitely things to learn there. But I'm excited that I'm sitting here, and that was the first time ever stepping out on the field. It was the Hall of Fame game. It wasn't the Super Bowl. It wasn't playoff number 1. So there's a lot of things for me to learn, a lot of things for me to look forward to, progressing, getting better.
Lock threw 99 touchdown passes in his career at Missouri, which is the school record. Chase Daniel has that. Set the SEC single season mark with 44 2 years ago, 2017. 28 last season. Lock improved his completion percentage, though, for a third straight year. In the Hall of Fame game again, 7 for 11, 34 yards.
Hey, bro, you already slow about the situation. Money plus money equals me, bro.
Michael Thomas got his money. The Saints practiced today, so he couldn't spend the money. And if you think about it, even if the team wasn't off, it is really hard to spend $100 million in one day, right? Hey, honey, let's go to the yacht shop, see what they got. Thomas on the business end of 321. Drew Brees passes in 3 seasons, 23 touchdowns. Big numbers, but no commas. The commas are for the contract.
Now it's on to the next goal. Like, it kind of something you set. You're now the highest paid. Now you got to go earn it. So that's my biggest thing I'm trying to do. I'm trying to earn every penny of it. I know deep down in my heart and my gut that I love playing this game. I love competing, and I feel like I compete with the best. That's how I approach the game. I set high goals, and I want to live up to them.
How does it feel to have that much money?
I don't have any money yet.
Oh, okay. Signing bonus hasn't dropped yet?
Nah,
we're not going to discuss it. How does it feel like to have the Jalen Ramsey Brinks trip pull up to you and drop?
Huh?
You work for all yours. You got it.
Well, we appreciate you. Now it's time to get this ring.
Teammate's going to wear you out. You saw that kind of money right there. Thomas, more receptions since entering the NFL in 2016 than any other player in the league. In fact, it's the most receptions ever by a player in his first 3 NFL seasons, but it's a different league from Jerry Rice or even Don Hudson with the Packers many years ago. But as you can see, Thomas earned just $12,000 per catch, which, by the way, not bad dough. But if you compare it to AB or DeAndre Hopkins, it's a pittance. The new contract will change that.